Okay, so welcome to SORIYA'S Kitchen. Today we're going to make a curry. You've probably heard of it. It's a yogurt based dish. We kind of call it mountain food. But it is a yogurt based dish that's heavy with garlic. What we've got here are the ingredients for curry and pakoras, because what we have is pakoras with the curry. So we're going to make a start. We have 3 whole cloves of garlic over here. We have 3 chopped tomatoes. Okay, I've got approximately 8 teaspoons of crushed chili there, approximately 2 heaped teaspoons of jeera, which is a spice, as you know, it's the full form of the spice. And then I've got approximately 3 heaped teaspoons of salt. What we've also got is just a bunch of spinach. That's for the pakoras, and then for both the curry and for the pakoras I've got coriander. I've got, this is just to show you the yogurt that we use, naturally set pakoras yogurt. This is really quite tart, and this is the yogurt that you want rather than the yogurt that's not as set. Because I find that the yogurt that isn't as set as pakoras is not as tart, and what you want is for a tart yogurt. I've got 3 tubs of pakoras yogurt here, and we add equal measure of water. So I've kept 1 tub. I'm going to fill that with water 3 times. I'm going to add it into the yogurt, as you'll see later. And then I've got a mix of sliced potatoes and onions. And if you watch my mum's video on making pakoras, you'll see that this is part of the prep for making the pakoras. So let's make a start. Okay, so as you can see, I've got the gas on really low flame. I'm just going to use vegetable oil. This is what we have for our ordinary curry. So I've got 1, 2 and 3 heaped spoons. This is almost like a ladle. Alright, so all we're doing is we're browning the garlic, and you've just got to stir it regularly because it will stick. And what you want is for it to cook through slowly, so you don't want the flame on too high. You want to make sure it doesn't burn, but you don't. Just going to give it another minute or 2 for it all to brown before we add the tomatoes. This is as brown as you want it. It's nice and brown, not burnt. I'm going to add in my 3 chopped tomatoes. Stir it in, and I'm going to let it cook on slow gas, on a really low gas. Now you want the tomatoes to cook through and soften, and so we're just going to put the lid on. Okay, so we're just adding the water now, so 1, 2 and 3. And all I'm going to do is I'm just going to whisk the natural yogurt with the water, just so that it's a nice smooth blend. And we add this when the tomatoes are done. Okay, so as you can see, it is a perfect paste now, completely lumpless, and this is how you want it. So just regularly stirring it for 3-4 minutes. Just turning the flame ever so slightly high, so it's kind of on a mid-low flame. Okay, so now you can see the tomatoes are starting to really soften up. I'm just going to turn the flame really high, and it just needs a couple of minutes on a high flame just to cook the tomatoes through now. So it's probably been, tomatoes and garlic have been on the flame for about 10 minutes, 15 I reckon, at the absolute most. So towards the end, you just want to turn it up, cook it through so we can add the yogurt in. Okay, so now you can see that the garlic and tomatoes is really quite pasty. It's almost like a paste. It's cooked through. And what I'm going to add now is the crushed chilies. I'm adding, from the 8 teaspoons, I've added about half. I'm going to add a bit more actually. I probably added about 3/4 there. If I need some more, I'll add the rest later. But the trick is you've got to cook the chilies through now to get the flavour out so that it doesn't irritate your stomach later, because it is raw crushed chili. Just turn the flame up and cook it through. And what I'll do is I'll just add a bit of water at this stage because it's quite dry. Just about half a glass, and just let the chilies cook. Okay, just turning the flame down, I'm now going to add the 3 teaspoons of salt into the mix. Stir that in. Also add in just a little bit of that water. And then turn the flame back up to high and just let that cook through for a few minutes. Okay, so turning the flame back low again. Now what we're going to add in, you can see that it's become a really nice, almost like a paste. The tomatoes have cooked through really well, and the garlic, some of those chunks are still there. That's absolutely fine because it's going to stay on the gas for another 40 minutes. It'll cook through. What I've got here is the anardana. This is dried pomegranate. So all we're going to do is just add this in. And again, I'm going to add some more water, and the reason why we add it in is, again, it just gives it that really tart, almost flavour that complements the yogurt really well. So you add some water because it's dry, you don't want it to stick. Maybe about half a glass of added, just so that the paste stays as it is, as a paste. And all you're going to do is you're going to cook that pomegranate through now on high flame for about 5 minutes before we can add the yogurt. But as you can see, it's looking a little bit dry, and the oil is starting to separate from the mix, so I know it's dry now. At this point, because I want to keep it on the flame for a little longer, I really want to cook some of those ingredients through. I'm going to add a little bit more water, so you just sort of use your own judgment at this point. You can see from there it's starting to stick ever so slightly, so I'm going to add a little bit of water. And again, if your mix isn't sticking at home, you don't need to. So if you just add a bit more water, it just gives it a little bit more fluidity. That's really what you're after, just that there. Okay, we're ready to add the yogurt and the water. Now at this point, I'm going to turn the flame really high, and as soon as we start pouring, we've got to start stirring. We don't stop in case the yogurt begins to curdle. You don't want that. It will curdle unless you stir. So flame's on high now. It's got to be incredibly high. It's got to be at full flame, and I'm just going to add the yogurt in. Right, you've got to start stirring and not stop. So the only time you can stop stirring is when the yogurt mix itself begins to come to boil, and that could take 10 minutes. So you need a strong arm for this. Okay, so we've been stirring for about 5 minutes and it still hasn't come to boil, and that's absolutely fine. So just keep stirring. You do not want it to become still or it'll curdle. You just want it to keep moving, keep that liquid moving. So that's all I'm doing. I'm just stirring it. Okay, so as you can see, the yogurt is now sort of almost frothing up. It's because it is boiling underneath. I'm just going to give it, I'm not going to stop stirring. You can see it's boiling because it's rising now. If I just keep stirring it, and what I'm going to do is I am going to lower the gas and put it on a low heat, but only after the yogurt's risen. I just want to make sure it is fully boiling, and it is. You can see it is boiling through now. We don't want it to spill, so I'm just going to turn the flame all the way low, and at this point you can actually stop stirring now. So you can see the mixtures come back down, and now that I've stopped stirring, you can see that it's boiling through. The balls are just breaking through. Now you can leave that, and all I'm going to do at this point is I'm going to add the jeera. So I had 3 heaped teaspoons. I'm only adding about 2. I don't think I need the full 3. And again, this can be cooked up, just you don't need stirring. I'm just mixing it in so that the jeera doesn't clump up and it just mixes into the curry. But you can leave it on low heat now. So that took about 15 minutes for my curry to come through, to boil through. I'm going to leave it because what we're going to do in a minute is we're going to add in the gram flour. Okay, so we're just going to add the gram flour. We call this basin now. The reason why we add this is really just to thicken the mixture up a little bit, because you don't want it very runny. You want it almost like a broth, a really thick broth. So again, although I measured at 2 heaped dessert spoons, I might not use all of it. Just depends on how I feel the thickness is coming along of the curry. So again, what you want to be doing is as you're sort of sieving it in, you do want to mix it because this will clump up. It is flour at the end of the day, so if you're not mixing, it will clump up. Okay, so what I did was I probably sieved in about 1 heaped dessert spoon of the gram flour. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cook it through. I'm going to add the coriander in a minute. Okay, so this coriander is for the curry and for the pakoras. I'm literally just taking a handful. I'm just going to add it in. That's all I'm doing, no more than just a handful.
And it looks really good. You can see it's bubbling away quite nicely. What I'm going to do is we're just going to taste it. Make sure it's got all the flavours it's supposed to have, and then we're going to leave it on low gas for about another 10 minutes while we make the pakoras.
Okay, it's absolutely perfect. Better than I would have hoped. It is absolutely yum. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to leave it on a really, really low flame, just so that when it doesn't need cooking, we're just going to keep it a little bit warm, because the pakoras will take 15 minutes to cook a few batches, and then we're going to eat.